Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum
Oh,
bum
mate,
bum
bum
bum.
bum 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 bum.
Man, 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 man. Bum 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 bum.
Go on, let's join in. Money, bum 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 bum. Bash Bros. When people are asking about like different proteins, like AMPS proteins, which all taste great, but people are like, yeah, which tastes like I don't give a fuck what it tastes like. I don't fucking care. Like, fucking get a grip. What are you doing? Like, sipping it, like, fromage flavor. Oh, Winthrop, it's wonderful. You must try it. Like, mate, just fucking drink it. Shut up. Sipping it, like, fromage flavor. Oh, Winthrop, it's wonderful. You must try it.
Move to Dubai like every other fucker has.
Yeah.
Too warm and too full of
I must know 30 people out there. Like, there's so many people.
I think that qualifies you to move out there, bud.
Yeah. That's it. Just go to sofa, sir. Just go and join Oxygen. Just go and join Oxygen for a month.
I've trained at Oxygen, actually. I've been there.
Did you do the training camp where they like wake you up with a whip? That's what I heard. They wake you up with a cattle prod and then force you to eat chicken and rice from like 6:30, and then and then give you like date rape to have naps in the night and in the daytime, and then repeat.
And then just make you do drop sets until you're 25 stone.
Yeah,
drop set everything.
I'm up for it.
I think that's the secret. Actually, I think that's the secret. Drop sets.
Hey, I love a drop set, me.
Yeah, and the main man, no? Right then, welcome back to Bash Bros episode 26 with your hosts, Big JR, Big JT, and Big Pale Natty. And our guest for this week, we have Dan Welburn, aka your casual jumper model.
That's me, casual jumper model.
I thought you like that one.
It's not in the bio though, Dan. You'll have to add it in now.
Yeah,
I know. I couldn't fit it in. I'd had to make a choice.
Too many accolades. Too many accolades.
I know. Yeah, I thought that when I was writing them down when I left 7 off, including the jumper model.
Delete Mr. Universe.
Yeah, just delete this bit.
There on Instagram, I think being a jumper model is more important than being Mr. Universe.
Exactly. Exactly. You could have a jumper pro card.
Jumpers, a jumper pro card.
You get more likes.
yeah, should I?
Dan, give us a background, bud, on your bodybuilding, coaching, and everything.
Background. I've been competing since 2008. I did first timers there in Leeds, actually at a UKBFF show when there was a thing. And then I moved over to NABA the next year. I didn't like UKBFF very much. You've moved over to NABA. And then just stuck with them, really. I won everything through there, from the novices, the Misters classes, the local regionals, the UK shows, the Mr. United Kingdom and whatnot. And then won the Mr. Universe in 2014. So far as competing, tore both my biceps off shortly after that. Got them put back on and then started coming back about 2016.
You got to have them put back on.
Just casually have them put back on.
Yeah, left one then the right one. Yeah,
like a pair of socks.
Put a picture to that what do you call it? That transformation. But I did that, and then I had a couple more years off competing because I wanted to have kids and stuff. So I've got a little baby girl now, and then I just did a jump back in a competition last year, which I wasn't meant to. Started off as just trying not to be fat, and I ended up on stage 10 months later. as you do.
You had that like transformation pic where you look like you hadn't ever trained, and then
Yeah, I put it on today. It was on my memories today. Yeah,
Oh.
literally today. It came up on my memories.
Yeah, that was fucking mad. Yeah, but
Yeah.
muscle memory.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
You can
Yeah,
what do you call it? You can tell how fucking miserable I was on that. My mate, that one there. My mate was like, "Take a picture." I'm like, "Fuck off." He's like,
Yeah.
"Just take a picture. You'll be thankful when you put your muscle back on."
Yeah.
Like, no, he went, take the fucking picture. I was like, all right. I'm glad I
Gained a
did that.
pound a day.
Yeah, I think it was something like £1 a day for about 65 days or something like that.
Fuck. Shit.
Every day woke up lighter, £1 heavy.
You almost grew into your head.
I'm still about 2 years from growing into your head.
Good story.
We need to have a head off.
What's your stage rate then, Dan? Because I've seen some of your numbers in the off season when you're fairly tidy, to be fair, 300 plus. So I'm assuming you compete heavy.
Yeah, so that last one I did there, I was 260, I think 259 or 260 on the morning of the show. That was a PCA British Pro one, that. So I think that's about 18 and a half stone, somewhere around there. But I seem to have been on a good run. I've always been like had injuries and this and that, and after my biceps thing, I've had a frozen shoulder and then this, and so I seem to have had a run of like not being in pain this year.
Touch wood somewhere, quick.
I've given on the wood, mate. Fucking, I've either got no luck or no luck whatsoever, mate. So I've had a good run since that show, and I've probably put my head down into bodybuilding just to try and get some more size on, and go back again. I did actually want this year off, but I was going to compete just for the kind of sake of it, because I only got a few years left. So I was actually pleased that the lockdown came in when it did, because it's given me another year's training. So I would think, I mean, the heaviest I got up to was about 305. I would think I'd come in I'm thinking about 10, 15 pound heavier than I did last time if things keep going the way they are. You never really know till you whip it all off, but you know what it's like. You can take a rough guess.
This is big.
Yeah, when you're this far into it, that's a big jump.
Yeah, well, since I've been in a lot of pain with my body since like 2012, so I was always not being able to really lift this and that and blah blah blah. And then I had the operate that full year that I trained for the Universe when I won it in 2014. My biceps were torn at the top on my shoulder end the full year that I was training. So I was in and out of hospital and trying to get these freaking sugar injections into my tendons and this and that, and driving around the country trying to get sorted. So I think the prep at the first half of the year, I missed, I think it was nearly 6 weeks weight training out of 14 weeks prep. I'm just doing the cardio. It was ridiculous, really. So I come in quite small. Then I got through the summer, and then they said you're going to need to get your biceps sort of reattached to the top, because there was hanging on by a tiny little thread on both top ends. So I just did. Do you remember when that MI40 became a bit popular, the Ben Pakulski training?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mate told me about that. So we just basically did that. I could only do, I think, 2 chest exercises, 3 back exercises, nothing above my head whatsoever. 0 shoulder exercises, a couple of cables on arms. So I just kind of was squeezing everything that I could to try and hold on to what I did. I knew I had to have the operation, so I didn't know if I'd be able to compete again after that in case something went wrong or it wasn't properly repairable. I was like, deformed when I come out of the operations or whatever. So I just decided to do the Universe as like a last ditch thing, which before the operation, because the operation was booked for the November or early December, and the show was the very end of October. So I did it just because of that reason. Then I ended up winning it.
Just casually ended up winning it.
I didn't expect that to happen. You can see on a lot of the video and stuff that I did see. You can tell I've lost all my thickness from not lifting any heavy weights, but I managed to hang on enough to my shape, and I was still about 17 and a half stone, something like that, I think. I still managed to hang on to that and just got as diced as I could, and then managed to come out all right.
Well, what fed are you going to compete in going forward now? Are you going to stick with NABA?
No, PCA. So I'm fully aware that I'm not really going anywhere further in bodybuilding at the minute. I've not as much muscle as I ever put on my frame. I've not got the shape to be like a top pro or anything like that. So I compete within the pro categories within NABA and PCA, and PCA just offer better shows, better photography. I'm doing it at the minute for sort of like the memories when I come away from it, just because I love it. Do you see what I mean? So there's nothing really to gain from it at this point. So I'm just going to get as big as possible, as hard as possible, nasty, and then get the best photography photographs, which is at the PCA. And then I've got that to look back on in a few years when I pack it in. I'm 34 now, so I'll be wrapping it in probably 38, 39, I reckon. Get it out safely.
Fucking hell, Dan, you're older than him, mind.
We just.
Older than what?
Only just. We might be in the same year at school.
How old are you, Dan?
36.
36?
Yeah.
It must be a big year. I'm on 34.
Yeah.
Like in 2 years.
Yeah, but
He was held back a few years.
Yeah, I was held back. I was special.
Small schools where you live, mate. There's like 3 age groups in 1 year. 12 people.
Upper and lower and stupid.
then prison. Then that's the end.
Yeah. The locked class.
Love it.
So yeah, I'm just going to do a PCA. That's I might jump in the NABA show as well. Like I did that last year. I regretted it, to be fair, because I'd whittled myself away by the time I'd jumped in the NABA. My fucking legs had gone and my chest. Well, my quads and my pecs just vanish if I go too far on a prep, and that's basically what I did. So I'll be careful not to do that again. You know what it's like when your head's in that space. You're just driving. I didn't need to drive any further down. I looked fine as I was, but I just wanted to try and get some more off, and then I just completely ruined everything. So
something that you're even more successful at since the competing, really, I suppose, is the coaching aspect. Did you start out looking to target women? Oh, in that sense, fuck me, that sounded dreadful.
Dan Welburn, the woman targeter.
Yeah, isn't that what we're all doing?
With a lasso. No, definitely not. I used to obviously just be bodybuilding. You know what it used to be like back in sort of 2009, 10, 11, them kind of coaching wasn't really a thing as much, was it? So you helped out the local lads from the gym and stuff like that. So I used to do that, and a few of the lads won the shows and whatnot. And to be fair, I didn't even used to watch the women's classes. I don't think anybody did. When on the NABA shows, everyone used to go to the toilet when they come on because they found it
Careful
boring.
here, Dan. Careful.
I'm on about back in the day, not now. Nowadays, it's the other way around. I don't watch the men, and I only watch the women's classes. But yeah, it used to be boring. So, but a local girl asked me if I'd prep her. She thought about doing a show because obviously she knew I'd prepped a few lads and they'd done well. I think one had won the NABA British and stuff like that. So I says yeah, and then she won the NABA Britain on her first prep. That was 2013. And that was like a big deal then, because obviously there was only the two feds. There was only UKBFF and NABA, and the NABA shows used to be like, I think there was about 35 in her category when she won that. So it was a pretty big like deal, really, for us anyway. And then obviously just a few more asked me. Another girl asked me from local, which actually is the mother of my child now. She won her show, and then another one from the back of that, and then it just sort of picked up like that. And I was just prepping a few of the local girls from Hull and surrounding areas for a few years. And just with them, we won a lot of stuff. I was winning the NABA British, NABA Universe, the PCA British. And when that started coming on the scene, we won that. I was winning all the qualifiers and stuff. And then I didn't actually go on land coaching until last year, 2019, the middle of 2019. Because obviously, well, not obviously, but our last had a baby, or we'd had a baby. And she'd stopped working, so we took quite a big hit financially. So I needed just to spread myself out a little bit more to cover that. And then obviously we are where we are now. They all did really well last year, my online clients. Everybody who sort of was winning and stuff at the end of the year. And then it had probably accelerated a bit quicker, but COVID kind of hit us at the beginning of the year. So just being kind of coaching people through lockdown and stuff in the middle of the year, and just having somebody to stay accountable to in the home workouts and things like that, or people who've got home setups and stuff. And then it just started picking up again, and there was a few shows at the end of the year, PCA ones, and we did well there. And then now we're all just kind of trying to get a bit more momentum and gather up for 2021 if they'll let us out.
Yeah, big if.
Yeah.
I think they'll let us out. I think they'll let us out. They can't do it forever.
I think they'll let us out for a sprinkle and then fuck us for going out. I said this before. I think
maybe.
because it's like, don't make a threat that you can't hold. Like, you wouldn't say like, yeah, no one's allowed to see anyone at Christmas because everyone will just fucking ignore you, and then that's that fucked, isn't it? So
Yeah,
I reckon
true.
they'll let us out for Christmas and then be like, oh, how dare you? You ruined Christmas and now you're on lockdown.
I don't know. I'm hoping they just put us back into tier systems and just leave it like that. I know if we go into a tier system next week on the 2nd here, I think we've got the worst stats in the country at the minute in Hull, so we won't be getting out anyways.
Really?
But as long as all my clients can get out, I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about it tomorrow, aren't they? Like about whether gyms will be included in the tier 3.
So I think it already is included in the tier 3. If we go into tier 3,
yeah, but they're having it like thinking
are
about having it removed, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh,
like having
know.
like tier 3 gyms are okay. Like that's what they're going to be discussing. That's what all the petitions have kind of been about. But
I thought it was about being allowed in tier 4.
I mean, tier 4 isn't a real thing. I think tier 4 is just like full lockdown, isn't it? Did they?
Yeah, so I thought that's what they were discussing. I thought they were discussing allowing it in full lockdown.
No, it's just for tier 3, I think.
So they're already allowed in tier 3, so hopefully that'll stay.
Well, that was only a thing that was done with Liverpool, and then they said it was an admin error, but it wasn't solidified because then we came out and went into full lockdown. So that hasn't happened. Like, that's not official. Apparently, I've been talking to a couple of people, like, and so yeah, this is about tier 3. This conversation tomorrow.
Have you seen the videos of the Liverpool protests of that guy getting punched by the coppers?
Yeah.
Fucking madness.
I mean, I don't know why a copper would like start punching anyone anyway. Like, I've never understood this. Like, police, like, if there's 3 of you and one, like, you don't need to beat them up. Like, I was a doorman for 7 years. If there's 3 of you, you don't need to beat them up. I mean, it's fun, like, but you know, you don't, you know, if you, well, are the coppers like that on edge? Like, really? I'm just glad we haven't given the fucking nutters guns like they do in America.
Yeah.
Like, here you are, you incompetent fuck. Why don't you live in fear and have a gun? Oh, good plan.
Dan, going back to your starting with your coaching and stuff, mate. Obviously, do you find it more challenging taking on female clients and stuff like that?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I started it in the beginning, because that's not one of the reasons, that's probably a lie, but I did find when I first got into it, it was a lot more interesting. So obviously males are fairly easy to get ready, especially like, unless you're like a big male, a smaller male is pretty easy to get ready, it's pretty straightforward, but women at first was a little bit more of a challenge, so I found it more interesting. Just the way the body's coming different and the body fat comes off, and the way you've got to you can't just take all the fat off just and stick them on stage like you kind of do a guy. They've got to be kind of the right amount of body fat in certain areas and things like that to suit the criteria. It's more of a game. That's why I enjoy it. Yeah. Getting the right condition and the right look for certain categories that's what I find really fun about it, to be fair.
How do you interpret those guidelines for each category, though? Because none of us can really understand them. So I'm assuming, considering your track record, you've got a niche of somehow figuring it out.
Yeah, I think because I've been to so many shows, because before I went online, I used to go to every single show of every single client. So I was practically at every single show of every single year, which I suppose, I hadn't even realised this until you've just asked me the question, but that's allowed me to study the classes, yeah, because I'm watching what's winning, I'm watching what's getting marked down and blah, blah, blah. And I suppose I just kind of picked up a vibe for what's going on. And then just, the thing is, what people don't realise about the classes with the women, everyone's trying to, it's like, well, she was more conditioned, she's got abs and how'd she beat her? You know, like it would be like a man's class where the men whip somebody for being in condition where the woman's not. The women, as long as they're within their criteria, it's the one who looks the best. So they don't necessarily have to be leaner, or they don't have to be this, or they don't have to be that. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the time that can help, and I do try and push the boundary of the category all the time. because obviously you're going to stand a better chance of standing out. But it's not just about condition; it's about the full look. So, and not the same look suits every girl. Do you get what I mean? So some girls might look better a little bit leaner. Some girls might look better a little bit rounder, a little bit softer. So it's trying to kind of find out what suits their physique and then sticking them on like that. That's how they're going to have the best chance of winning.
Yeah, one of the questions I've had on the page was relating to is working with ladies more about mental support because of hormonal swings. That's from a bloke, mind.
You must be thinking of getting into it. I don't think so. No, they're all right. People say that, but the girls are all right. They have a few meltdowns and that, but every competitor has meltdowns. Blokes do that as well, equally as much, in my opinion. So I reckon I don't cop it all. I reckon their fellas cop it all. I reckon their husbands and partners and friends and training partners, I reckon they cop the lot. Because they always tell me about how mental they are, and then I think, well, they seemed all right on the check-in to me. Well, they've been right fuckers, and I'm thinking, well, they're always real nice to me.
Is that a conversation?
The power of giving and taking away food, I suppose.
Is that a conversation you've had with Dan?
With Dan? No, it's not. No. Am I allowed to say yes, Dan? No, yeah,
That's it. He's just turning away now.
Know your limits. Women, know your limits.
Big Pill Nasty, you're quiet, pal.
Well, I got shut down last time I spoke, so.
Come on,
He's still in a mood about that.
Got shut down for chatting shit. It's the only thing I've got. Not got any real stuff to say, so thought I'd just hang back. Are the girls less pussies?
I think so, yeah. I honestly do think so a lot of the time. They're just the thing that I would like about the thing about when I used to. I mean, I didn't prep loads of lads. Don't get me wrong. I want no like fucking guru or anything like that. I just prepped a few local lads, but they've got more ego. So I found there was lying to me all the time and stuff like that. And you'd find out if the mate they've had a pizza in this, or they thought, oh fuck that, I don't want to do that cardio. I think this is better, or I think that's, and sort of doing shit like that, which used to wind me up. Where generally with the girls, I don't know if it's just because there's less clash of ego, or just they prefer to just get an instruction and then do it. But you just tell them what to do and they crack on, and they can take a lot.
Yeah, have you found, this is one thing that I found with, like, can you obviously PT them sometimes, like the strength curve of a female is like completely different to like a male. Like if you're doing like extended sets, like a drop set, a drop set like isn't actually that useful for a female, I've found, because you hit a drop and they're like, well, I could just do this forever now. Like this is, have you found like it's like there's more slow twitch fibers in a female like physique, or
I did read something years back, but I can't remember exactly what it was, but it did say that, and it was like about the lower body of a female just can take so much more than a male on squats and things like that. Movements, just because it was something to do with the oxygenation of something. I can't remember. It was something really scientific.
Ovaries just fill them with pump. They get ovary pumps. Yeah.
Fires some stuff down, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I think because they're a lot smaller as well, and obviously the muscles are smaller, they don't get as out of breath when they're training legs, so that's obviously massively helpful. But yeah, I mean, I do drop sets and stuff with them because it just fire the legs. But yeah, I found exactly the same thing, mate, in PT. They can take, it's just way different to PT in a man. And if you get a tough bed that can train, they can take a lot in the gym.
Yeah, I've found that. We've got a lot less of like fake failure. I get sometimes fake failure off the lads. You ever, don't know if anyone's had that, or you've trained with someone and they're like
sandbagging, it's called, yeah.
And then they're like fake failure, and you're like
sandbagging.
No. Yeah, they're just like, oh no,
sandbag.
Oh, sandbagging. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think Johnny can relate to that with his training partner.
Gang banging.
I'm glad you said my training partner. Then you can't.
Yeah.
No, you are right. My training partner is a nightmare for it. He'll fucking howl, and if I put my fingers in my ears, I can figure out whether he's hit failure or not. Because if I listen to the noise come out of his mouth, he'd failed from prep 1.
Yeah. I've like, yeah, you get some people, and like if you've been PTing and stuff, and you're doing assisted stuff, you can feel like a strength curve when it's actually like actually happening and stuff. But as well, like training with like Ellis or some of the other girls, like as far as stamina is concerned, she beats the shit out of me. Like there's a point where I just like, it's like, yeah, cool, it's gone. And they don't see, the girls don't seem to have that. They can push right the way through that. Maybe it's just preparing for childbirth.
It possibly is. I think there's a big part of it that they're so much smaller than we are as well. We've got a lot of blood to pump around, which needs a lot of oxygen in it. If we're 10 stone and they're 20 stone, it's not going to take them as much to go through failure, is it?
Yeah, that, you got to be 20 stone. Dan says you got to be 20 stone. Otherwise, you're a fucking shit. All right, we're on it. She's literally got the Cocoa Pops out right now. Yeah, she says it's easy. It's going to be easy.
Nah, she's on the new cream of rice recipe, Dan.
Mate, fuck this. I've seen like 6 more fucking cream of rice videos. Mate, it's just fuck. It's 2 things. Just eat it, get massive. Shut the fuck up.
Mate, are you finding, since you put your top tips up, there is other people putting up tips as well?
What, like real ones?
Yeah.
Honestly, mine, I hope no one thinks they're fucking real. If they, yeah, I mean.
Well, put it this way, right? I showed my mate, a friend of mine last night, and I said, oh, look this is how to make a bottle of water. And he genuinely turned around and he said, fuck, I didn't know that. I said, what the fuck do you mean you didn't know that? It's a bottle of water, you stupid cunt. It's fucking, he's like, but because he's watched the video and the way you explained it and stuff, he's gullible as fuck, right?
Yeah, what sort of fucking dickheads are you hanging around with?
Mate, where are you collecting your friends from?
Fucking hell!
It's because he's not into bodybuilding.
He's not into drinking water.
What I can imagine that went through his head was this was something to do with bodybuilding. Yeah. So like, I was like, no, mate, it's just a fucking bottle of water. There's nothing. There's no intelligence. There's no rocket science.
Average people don't know how to do water, Dan. Only bodybuilders, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing I do know. I don't fucking. I mean, cool. You want cream of rice or whatever? Like, that's really great. Like, I've seen like 5 different videos. I mean, Cuba messaged me and was like, everyone's asking me how I make it, and I was like, well, cool. You know, you've got to like make the video, but fuck this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's giving people what they want. It's not really his fault that it's not their turn on the family brain cell this week. Like, it's fucking, oh, mate, just what happened to just fucking just getting it in your face?
That's the thing, innit? People these days, they want it to taste amazing when it's going to have the same nutritional content. And if you just add a bit of fucking hot water and just smack it in your face.
How do I make it smaller when I'm like bulking and bigger when more water? Cut. I'm in. So let's go. Yeah, just when people like ask me, it's hard as well because like when people are asking about like different proteins, like amps proteins, which all taste great, but people are like, yeah, which tastes like the. I don't give a fuck what it tastes like. I don't fucking care. Like, fucking get a grip. What are you doing? Like sipping it, like fromage flavor. Oh, Winthrop, it's wonderful. You must try it. Like, mate, just fucking drink it. Shut up. People are such gimps nowadays. I don't fucking get it.
Things have changed. I had this on my story the other day when somebody was asking me a question about something when I put a question thing up, and things have took a massive shift. It used to be how hardcore you can be. Now it seems to be the opposite.
Yeah.
How much food you can eat, how little cardio you can do, how less work you can get away with, and how big you can get doing that. I don't get where that's
that
from.
was the start, wasn't it? The cardio thing where I don't need to do cardio. But it started with that. And now we're just in a downhill spiral. People are like, I didn't even wake up. I don't even wake up anymore. Don't even bother waking up.
Could you imagine
how hard they used to work, and now they're the opposite. If you was doing 2 hours of cardio like 10 years ago, you was like a fucking soldier. Now you're an idiot. You don't need to do all that cardio.
Could you imagine if these cunts tasted protein and protein bars 10 years ago? Fuck me.
Or like the CMP, like mass gainer that came in that fucking like paint bucket. Do you remember that?
They'd quit straight away though.
If you told the bodybuilder in 2005 to eat a bagel, he would have punched you in the face. Get out the gym. Fucking bagel. Bread, no. Rice, potatoes, chicken.
Have you ever told John Hodgson that you like Rice Krispies? That's something I like to do when I see him. He fucking loses his shit. Yeah, I went to a seminar and he like went on like he likes, John likes to talk. He could string that out. Did about half an hour on fuck Rice Krispies, basically. So, fact.
So fuck the biscuit and fuck the
Fuck the
Rice
biscuit,
Krispies.
fuck Rice Krispies. That's all I've got right now.
And fucking eating your chicken and rice.
Yeah, or bagel thins when you're dieting. That's the top tip. I did get.
That's mathematical sense.
I did get a question actually. What was it? Yeah.
It's another wanking one, is it?
Where is it? No, I'm not going to ask the right one. It says, how many times did your legs go flat at the PCA show?
I know that's from. That's from Anth.
Yeah. Apparently he'd like gone out the house for 10 minutes and there was 37,000 missed calls, 400
this
texts.
Number increases. This number increases every time he tells the story. I messaged him once.
Mate, I heard it was literally you'd like pinpoint, like satellited him and just launched a carrier pigeon to him and everything.
I just sent it on an auto message every 10 minutes. No, what happened was it had me fucking sat down all day, which I don't like to do. So I was sat there and I'm thinking, my fucking legs have gone all squishy. Why have they gone squishy? So then when I went to have a look, before they get the because my legs are massively vascular. So they'd all just gone. I'm thinking, well, where are they fucking gone? So I messaged him like, I think my legs have like flattened off. And then I got walking 2 minutes and they just went. And I messaged him back and I said, no, they're there again now. Don't worry about it. But the story has got bigger every time it's been told.
I heard that cycle happened 500 times.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I don't care. I'd admit.
You're ringing him every 5 minutes. Oh, they flat again. Oh no,
Yeah,
hang on.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I've had a week. Oh, the other question was, how many kilograms of pasta did you eat when you were Anth Bales' oil boy at the Chris Bailey photo shoot?
Fucking hell. A lot. I used to eat a lot of pasta. I think I had about 3 big bowls like that while I was there that day. And pasta, mackerel and tuna was my thing.
Oh,
2 tins of mackerel, tin of tuna, and fucking. I didn't even used to wear the pasta. I just used to fill a big bowl up like that.
So you were a wonder to be around during those days.
yeah, I bet you smelled amazing.
Yeah. I didn't like to be big. I cared about nothing else.
Just
Smell like a dolphin. Do not care. I just wanted to.
Grew a blowhole.
Yeah, just put it in the
To be
blowhole.
fair, the mackerel, like I think you gave Ellis mackerel, and like I just came like.
Yeah, mackerel and tomato sauce.
Oh, mackerel and tomato sauce. I've been corrected.
Informed.
But anyway, I literally just came in one day and was like, oh, what the fuck has died? And she was like, Dan's got me eating mackerel. And then she was like, and I was like, Ellis, maybe you should text Dan and just say no mackerel, because you've been sick in your mouth, like on every mouthful. Like, I'm all for just
I must live in a poor area because that's a treat round here.
Ellis is
You
used
you get mackerel on toast and you fucking got good wages that week.
Ellis is used to grouse fat and goose lips.
Mackerel is like my backup protein. I have like tins of it in my office, just waiting if I've forgot a meal or whatever, you know.
Well, you always forget a meal. That's why you're tiny. Shit.
I think you're tinier at the moment.
I am about a pound under you, I think, at the moment. So basically, fucked it.
Fucked it.
That was it.
Bodybuilding
career over. Yeah, I was big, and then I just that was it. It was over.
I mean, it's
that's going to be my retirement story. That's going to be my retirement speech.
I was big, and then
I think it's just another thing where.
And then that was it.
Yeah. I love that on my gravestone.
I'm not looking forward to downsizing all my muscle off because I'm going to have to get a personality because no one will talk to me anymore.
Shit, I hadn't thought that. I've definitely
You
created
can get them on Instagram.
I must have bought the wrong one. I bought a repellent one. Designed to make less people talk to me. It's worked a fucking treat, to be honest.
That's what you get for shopping on the sale rail.
What was that? My band of drowning attack dogs. No one's coming near me. Fucking dicks.
Dan, with your coaching, are you mostly working with British females, or have you got any like abroad clients at the moment? And is that something you'd like to sort of extend into?
I don't really care, to be honest. I would do, no problem. I've just took a French lady on last week.
How's your French?
Fucking hell, that's terrible. I didn't even know she was French, apart from she told me. She actually sent me a voice note, and her English was that good. I didn't even know until she got about halfway through. And then I could tell the accent pulling through. But yeah, she's decent. So yeah, I don't know girls that work away that are English, but they're sort of living in Dubai and places like that.
Did she ask for post workout croissants?
No, snails.
Snail.
Frog legs.
Intra-workout snails.
Intro.
I love it.
That's a secret.
Oh mate, I put the question thing up, but I must have done it before like 24 hours, and now it's disappeared.
It's gone.
Because it's the first time he's ever actually done it, so he doesn't know how it works.
Yeah, it's true. So can I get it back? Can I get it back?
No, it's gone.
No, I can't be. Archive. When it let me do an archive?
I think it'll be on the archive actually.
Jack should know.
Yeah, Jack knows.
He's the IG king.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm a fucking completed Instagram.
I didn't know you could do that.
Shall I ask some questions? Because I got some this time.
Hit me.
This one: who would win in an arm wrestle, Jack or AJ Morris?
Hey, my biceps got measured in at 17.6 inches yesterday, Dan. So I reckon I've got him.
What does your rotator cuff measure?
I cringe at people doing arm wrestle stuff because
How willing are you to snap your rotator cuff to
that's
beat
the
it?
thing.
That's what I need to know.
Do you know Ian Valier?
Yeah, I know what happened. I've seen it.
Did you hear what happened to his?
I know
if you see the back of his, if you look at his tricep, he's got a scar going all the way up there, and I never knew what it was. And he basically did an arm wrestle, and the tendon like snapped out of his arm or something. I think.
No, his bone. He snapped the bone.
Yeah, his bone. Yeah.
Yeah, his bone.
Yeah, I spiral fractured someone's upper arm wrestling. I'll never ever do it.
Snaps like that.
Yeah,
But
that can be sometimes like not repairable. That.
I don't think that happens if you're natty, though, does it?
No, well,
no, you wouldn't be able to put enough force to it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I threw up. Like on the
what did you like? Did it come out the skin or?
No, just his arm just went. Oh, bye. Like there was like strain, and then his arm just went no resistance off, and then it made a noise.
Feel it bang?
Huh?
Did he feel it bang?
Yeah, it's still it bang.
Still it bang. I knew that.
Bang, and the arm is gone.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It still resonates in my head today. I can't even remember his name, but if you're watching this,
give us a wave.
You lost. Give us a wave.
Give us a wave.
I've got another question. I mean, this is quite specific. Let's see if there's any better ones, because that's quite boring. Pet hates with the bodybuilding youth, apart from the obvious. I don't know what the obvious is. Maybe it's that they're young.
The bagels. That would be the obvious thing.
The bagels are obvious.
I wouldn't. So all the stuff that people talk about, when I take the piss out, the orange sunglasses and fucking them toe glove shoes things and whatnot, and cream of rice and blah blah blah. To be honest, I don't have anything against any of that, because obviously it's working for them. And the people that are putting them stuff on are like the top guys or whatever, or they're pushing them last percent. I think it's all the fucking minions that just follow it blindly. That's what gets on my tits. And the people who are not even training properly and they're going out on a weekend and doing this. And then they're on a Monday to Thursday, they're sat there in their orange sunglasses, and then Friday and Saturday they're pilled up in the local pub.
They wear those sunglasses to the club.
Yeah, well, you could wear them to the club, to be fair, yeah. Hide your fucking pupils.
If you had epilepsy, it might help.
Yeah, it could.
But then doing the Gurners probably wouldn't help either, Dan.
I'm not really sure on medication. We could get Dr. Dean back on. Ask him if you can do Gurners with epilepsy. I mean, at least it would be fun.
You can actually take supplements to stop you gaining.
Yeah.
So I found out of some drug using friends.
What, in case you get too massive?
No, again. So if you're getting pilled up.
Oh, gurning. I thought you said gaining.
No. You can actually take some supplements. I don't know what they are. Like normal supplements from Holland and Barrett's, and it'll stop you gaining.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a lack in something that causes it. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah.
That's supposed to be half the fun, isn't it?
I don't know. When you wake up the next morning, your fucking jaw won't move.
Hypertrophy in the jaw.
Morning, your fucking jaw won't move.
Hypertrophy in the jaw.
Ripped abdominals. Okay, I have another question. Ask him to say 5 to 9.
Fuck's sake. 5 to 9.
5 to 9, fellows.
5 to 9 around here. 5 to 9.
Been from Hull. It's funny as. Cool. I'm not reading that one. It asks about when's our rap duo out, Dan?
Rap duo, when we drop in that February.
Yeah, we have to drop it. Watch out for SoundCloud. DJ Dan and MC Dan on the mic.
Yeah.
With a mic controller.
Have to drop it. Watch out for SoundCloud. DJ Dan and MC Dan on the mic. Yeah. With a mic controller.
I think the album art would be great for that.
Yeah,
Dan,
just
in your flannel shirt, Welburn in one of many sweatshirts.
I think the album should be me like wearing nothing to the waist, and then Dan wearing nothing after the waist, like just stood next to each other.
Don't know how to read into that, to be honest.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was an idea. I think it's good. What do you think about Ryan weighing in at 305?
Right, to be fair, I know we've knocked him a few times, but I thought he looked pretty good.
I did. I can't take it away from him. Yeah, he did look good, and he looked better. I know he was obviously like devastated because he's a sensitive young soul, and I know that he was disappointed. So, I did drop him a message, actually. He came better. You know, he's only 12 anyway, so the time will do the rest for him.
I thought the stand of that show was pretty good as well. But did you see how many pro cards they gave out?
Was it 30,000?
Well, it was 2 per class, basically. So there
Is
were
it
a
the
hell
same
of a lot.
one that Callum Von Mogger had done? Is this the show you're on about?
No, Callum's one was, I think that was that last week or the weekend before?
Something like that, yeah.
But yesterday there was 2 pro cards per class. And that was all the way through.
Really?
Was that North Americans, wasn't it? Yeah.
All right.
Callum Von Mongface looked shit, as far as I'm concerned.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He looked,
Sorry.
With Ryan, I think it's one of those things, and you can tell he hasn't got that muscle maturity because of his age. I think as soon as he gains that bit of muscle maturity, I still 305 pounds is a big fucking number. And I suppose we don't take into context how tall he is, but if he still needs to fill his frame out, what that really means for him on stage. fuck knows.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to be like, 330. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know. I don't weigh anything near 300 on stage. In fact, his 305 is my max weight. Like, so, I don't know. Maybe he's just got lead feet or something.
A 60-pound head.
Yeah, well, he did say that the doctors did estimate his cranium at 25 kilos. The other question is five basic. No, we do that at the end. Dan Langford, whoever the fuck you are.
Oh, he's trying to jump in.
Yeah, fuck you, Dan Langford. I'll do the fives around here.
Dan, I've got one from one of your girls currently. Actually, she's asking, what do you think sets your sort of coaching apart from the rest?
It's his monotone voice post.
Did you say that was from one of your own clients?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Shouldn't she fucking know?
I think she has. I think she's been with a few coaches as well. So I don't know. Maybe she's just wondering what your opinion is of it.
She's playing devil's advocate. She's trying to catch you out, Dan. Don't have it. Find out who she is. Find out who she is and sack her off.
Yeah, I'll find out afterwards. You can tell me who it is. I don't know, honestly. I don't have an answer for that. What sets me apart?
Well, I think from what I've seen, your girls don't come in over dieted, because quite often that can lead to a lot of negative psychological sort of processes post show and stuff like that. And I think that's one thing that's certainly in your favour. And
people have said that actually.
Yeah, within girls as well, especially word of mouth, and when others see that happening, it brings a lot more attention to you. So I think it's girls more than anything. Coaching's a lot built on reputation. So the fact that you have had a lot of girls within your roster that have done well and have come out on the other side in a good place, which is more important than anything really, that they've come out well, that's spread good word on your behalf.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I just try not to fuck them over, because I've seen it so much over the years, and I think more people are getting educated now on how to not do that. But it's a process that takes right from in the off season right down into the competition, and then leading them away from the competition as well. Too many people try and jump on board just for a prep with a coach, which just massively not recommended, especially with women. But it's hard to kind of tell them that sometimes, because I think they think you're after the money to try and advise that they would stay through the off season, when really I just don't want to fuck them over by, because if they come to me, like for example, I had somebody that come because of the way 2020 was, I believe this is why she come. As soon as the show got announced, this girl from Scotland, she wanted to compete, and she was only eating like 1,800 calories a day. She was doing 4 or 5 times cardio a week already, 40 minutes or something like that. So there wasn't really much play to go with. I mean, I did my best, but she had to come down pretty low, to get in shape. And so I did manage to convince her to stay for the off season, and she's doing a lot better now. I think we've got her calories probably about 500 or 600 higher than there was before we started, and she's still only about 2 pound up from stage weight. So she's seeing the benefit of that now within her training and the way she looks and feels and everything like that. So she'll know now to go into next time. But you'll sometimes get them like that, and it's not good. I mean, normally I wouldn't take anybody on unless it was like three months before the prep started anyways. It's kind of a unwritten rule. But because of the way 2020 was, we didn't even know there was going to be shows. I just kind of took her on off the back of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
that's an example.
I mean, that's like with most people, you don't want your coach to have to try and figure out how your body works when you're doing a prep.
Exactly.
And usually when someone comes to you and says, "Oh, can you do me a prep?" they're on fuck all, or like you said, already doing too much. And it's like, we're going to run out of tools. Do you know what I mean?
You're going to run out of places to go.
Yeah,
and that's why they get put. When you're taking people down to like around the 1,000 calorie mark to get in shape, you're going to be in trouble coming out the back end of it.
Yeah.
So you just got to try and really avoid. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say because I'm not going back to what we were saying earlier about people are trying to do less and less and eat more and more. I'm not saying that. I mean, they still have to work hard and get in shape, but it's nice to have a bit of cushion room to not fuck them. So, because obviously the further you take them down, the more they're going to want to binge. So the more they're going to binge, the worse they're going to come out the back end of it. And then when they come out the back end of it, they'll binge, and then they get fat, and they still cut. And then there's sometimes up to like a year of getting them back to normal from that point. So I really try and swerve that as much as possible. The worst thing somebody can leave is go straight after. At least give me a month after the show to get you something like moving, so you can set off on your way. I mean, I prefer to have them year round, to be honest, but obviously that's not always affordable for everybody.
Well, they spent all their money on cream of rice.
Gee, did you get any questions, bro?
It's pretty much the question about the obviously our challenges for to coach females and stuff. So pretty much I had stupid questions.
So I've got one, Dan. Just popped into my mind now. In the past, I've only sort of, helped a handful of women diet and stuff, but inherently quite a few of them have had like iron deficiencies and stuff. Are there any like specific health supplements that you advise a woman would take over a man?
That's not something I've actually come across that much, to be honest, but just trying to keep food in there that's obviously high in iron is helpful. Those spinaches and stuff like that, and cashew nuts and things like that are quite helpful. And just obviously based off what they feel, but like, yeah, I mean, your basic supplements should cover a lot of that anyway, and then your nutrition with the greens and stuff on top of that should normally cover it. Apart from that, they might want to go to the doctor and get checked out and see why it'd be so deficient for whatever reason. Sometimes I think maybe if they've been dieting hard for too long and living on low calories for too long, that can kind of come back and bite them in the ass.
What if they have a really heavy period? Can that give them an iron deficiency? Maybe they bleed out all their iron.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Think tank.
Fuck's sake.
Let's not go into that.
Women are definitely not going to watch our podcast. No.
No, there was a girl who told me that she did watch the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we've just lost her.
On the Barretts to buy some iron supplements now.
Yeah. What about? I mean, the main thing, obviously, we're joking about periods and stuff like that, but the cycle of a female does have a huge impact on like weight and stuff like that. And obviously, like, I've had a bit of experience and stuff, and like, obviously, you prep Ellis.
What with periods?
What? I've had a few periods. Yeah, I've had a few periods, and I didn't like them, so I gave them back. I took them back to Sainsbury's. Where there must be something wrong with these because I'm feeling really shit right now, and I want to scream at traffic. And they gave me a full refund, and I bought an Xbox. But yeah, maybe just for anyone who's watching, like the consideration of like the cycle and stuff, and what to expect, like water retention, that sort of shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, people seem to go a lot further into it than others. Some people try and sort of bring the training down that week and stuff like that. And if I ever get that stuff as badly, then we can kind of take that into account. But generally, as competitors, they're all right. But what you'll notice through the month is always on the week leading up, the weight will start going up. Some a pound, some £5. Everybody's different. And then as soon as they come on, it'll come back down again. So you're always going to get a week or so within a month where you're going to get a dodgy weigh-in. So I try not to pay too much attention to the weight. I just look at it more over the month. And then, to be honest, as soon as they check in, I can generally tell when they're due on anyway without them even telling me. I had this yesterday just with a client actually that I said, I think you're due on, and she didn't even know. And then she came back an hour later and looked at her thing. And she was like, how are you more in tune with my cycle? Back an hour later and looked at her thing. And she was like, how are you more in tune with my cycle than I am? She said. But I can tell from the check-ins, it's just obvious. I got to the point actually where when I was working in the gym with them, they only had to walk into the gym. I'd just look into their eyes and I knew they were due on. And I'd say, you due on? And she'd be like, yeah. They've got this crazy look in their eye and I can see it as soon as I meet up with them.
See, I don't get away with saying that to people. I get on the bus driver looks a bit pissed. You're like, yeah, you're due on. And then get thrown off the bus.
Yeah, it don't go down as well in the supermarket,
No.
but I'm all right in the gym.
Do you find that, the girls obviously all join your system? Does that work like Skynet and then they all sync up their period?
That has happened, actually. Yeah, that actually has happened, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You should get them in to like train like at the same time, and then obviously like they'll all sync up.
Yeah, it does happen. I actually read about why that happens as well. They all follow the alpha female.
Really? So one of
You
them
know
is
that.
the period clock, and then the rest of them just sync up.
Yeah, so if you get a group of women, one of them, there's always an alpha, obviously, an alpha male and alpha female, and the lesser women will sync up with the alpha female, so that then when she's on, they're all on. So then something to do with stealing the mates when they're obviously trying to reproduce and stuff like that. So they don't want to be on when the alpha female's not, because the alpha female will steal their mate.
Ah.
So they all do it at the same time.
I mean,
That's
the
why
positive.
that happens.
The positive
apparently.
thing is like if they're all on the same week, obviously you can sort of avoid them a bit.
Is that why if you've got
Take a holiday for that week.
and so that's why if you have two girlfriends, they should never meet?
Yeah, basically.
Because if they sync up, then then there's a dry spell. You want to keep them out of sync, obviously.
You were out for a week then.
Alice is showing me pointy objects.
Is it a finger saying get out the door? Is that the pointy object?
Yeah. It's okay, I think. It's the night time you've got to watch out. Oh, I can cook my own steak now, you cunt. All she'd have to do is flick the switch on the fucking CPAP and that's me gone.
How are you getting on with that, mate?
I fucking hate it, but it works.
I just got one last week. I've just done my first week on it.
Yeah, it's fucking took me some Valium to get used to, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it took me, I did 3 nights with not being able to get to sleep with it on. I just kept putting it on for an hour while I was laid in bed. I couldn't sleep and then I fell it off. And then I've done like 3 hours, and then 4 hours, and then 5 hours last night. So I've got used to it quite fast. I think that's pretty fast.
I got quite good at like putting it on, so I would go and fall asleep like with it, and then when I had my first incident or whatever and wake up like, then I would put it on like whilst I'm still like half asleep, and then I found that I could like drift off easier. The only thing that annoys me is like if you tilt your head, it breaks the seal. Like
I just pulled mine tight as fuck. Mine's probably stuck into my face.
Oh really? I'm trying to go a middle ground. It doesn't help having a pube face, I found. Not
yeah,
that
it's a shame my beard is a lot longer.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it does.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
better, so much better.
Yeah, I'm not big anymore, but I've had sleep apnea when I actually think back, like for ages, and it's linked to my like arrhythmia and stuff and like other like complications that I have.
Yeah, I think I must have had it for about 10 years, mate, and not even realised.
Yeah. I just thought everyone felt like shit.
Yeah, I just thought being big made you feel shit, so I just got used to it.
Yeah, I mean, it does do that. It is that as well. I feel fucking lovely at like sort of 285.
Yeah, same.
And then like 300, I feel like wank bags.
Yeah,
but,
the amount of food as well.
Yeah. We were talking about this, Dan, weren't we? About I had an MRI on Wednesday, and I wasn't emotionally prepared for it. So I didn't think about it. It was like 8 a.m, so I just went down and they were like, yeah, so cool, you're gonna come for an MRI or whatever. And obviously it's COVID, so it looks like there's a fucking zombie apocalypse going on. Like there's no fucker ever. You go and press a button, they let you into the waiting room, there's no one there.
How the fuck did you fit in an MRI machine?
Well, yeah. Anyway, so the story that gets to that bit is luckily I've cut like 20 pounds near enough. So he goes, well, I'm going to do an MRI, whatever, it'll take like an hour or something. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I hadn't emotionally like considered that I'm getting put into a fucking toilet roll, basically. And he goes, okay, cool. So just lie on the bed. And he was like, yeah, the bed's not very fucking wide, I'll tell you that for free. And he was like, oh, just put your arms on by the sides. And I was like, okay. And he was like, those aren't by your sides. I was like, yeah, no, that's my side. And then he like pushed it. He was like, oh, they don't do that. And I was like, yeah. So then he like strapped me up and he was like, don't worry, the machine will take care of that. And I was like, the machine will what? He was like, meh, and started moving me in. And then it like folded me up into like this fucking like.
Did they not do the hula hoop test first, were you?
No.
When I went, they had, you know them hula hoops from school that you go around your way? They tried putting one of them over me and it just got stuck at my clavicles and they said, you won't fit in there. And I was like, good. And then I left.
Well, they didn't do any hula hoop. They just forced me in. And as I went in, like I was like this, like with my shoulders like in my ears.
I lasted 6 minutes until they had to pull me out. 6 minutes.
Really?
And they looked at me like I was the biggest fanny on earth. Yeah. I couldn't stand it.
Mate, I wasn't prepared. Yeah. I thought, it's fucking fine. It's fine. Anyway, I'm going in and it's so tight, it starts ripping my fucking gown off. And then it rips the emergency button out of my hand. And at that point, I was just like, fuck this. So I'm just like, fuck this. And I realized, like, I'm fucked anyway, because they're in the other room. I haven't got the fucking buzzer in my hand anymore. So I'm like, oh, it's over. So I just accepted that I was going to get fried in this microwave and die. And then acceptance set me free.
I did one before, right? And I had to do it with my hands above my head.
Whoa, no.
Oh, it was fucking horrible because I can't hold my hands above my head.
His hands still go above the head.
But that's what I mean. But like,
is this above your head?
Yeah, but like my hands are back there, but I'm not joking. Like literally my fucking shoulders were fucking screaming after about 5 minutes. And literally you're at that point where you're just like fucking howling, but you can't move anyway because you're stuck in it.
No, once I was in it, I realized actually that if the machine broke or they just left, I can't get out of this. The circle of the thing with my shoulders was like there. And I was like, couldn't move my arms or legs. I was like, if this breaks, that's it. That's where I'll die. They'll find me. They'll do like in 100 years, they'll be like, oh yeah, like Pompeii, like, oh, and this is the mummified remains of Dan McNabb.
Just a pair of glasses and 5 big toenails.
Yeah. He must have been very important because he's in the sacred toilet roll of doom.
I went on a sandwich. I was telling you when I went on a sandwich scanner. Instead, I went to Birmingham. They were just like 2 big slabs, and they just put you in between that, and then just bring it down.
Never, ever fucking do that again. Never. Fuck that. I thought it was over. They pulled me off, and I was like, mate, I'm not going to lie. Like, I almost cried. And he was like, oh, it's not over. I'm just going to inject you with this stuff and put you back in. I was like, oh, okay.
Did you cry?
And I had an ECG on as well at the time because they were scanning my heart, and I could hear it be like beep, 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 like because I was hitting myself. Oh, it was fucking horrible, and I could feel it. I could feel like the energy of it, like when it was on. Like it was fucking weird.
You can feel the stuff in your veins as well, can't you?
Yeah, mate. It was fucking like, and I was like, that doesn't feel very nice. And he was like, yes, it does. And I was like, what? What? I was like, oh, cold then. He was like, yeah, cold. And I was like, cool. You're not the caring type then. I guess I shut up. Yeah, fuck that. Horrific. I'm not doing that. I don't care if I die. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather just not know and have a heart attack and die.
I can't, like.
Anyway, it seems like we've come to that point, gents. The 5 questions, is it?
Oh! 5 for you.
What for me?
Yeah, basically, every week we ask our guest 5 top tips.
You sound like Jeremy Clarkson.
And
you sound like Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah. Well, you've seen it, so you must know. I mean, they're all shit usually. So
good.
So it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be about bodybuilding. They don't have to, if they could make a little bit more sense than Ryan Cartwright's, that would be good. Because I think he just told everyone to do ecstasy.
So like, yellow snow.
Yeah, an improvement on that is appreciated, but not necessary.
Hit me.
No, you hit us.
Oh, I asked you questions.
No. You've got to give us 5 top tips.
You just said 5 questions.
No, I've got the thing. 5 top tips.
All right, so I'll give you 5 tips. Fuck.
Yeah, five top tips.
Mr. Handgun.
Always wear a jumper 3 sizes too big. Wear orange glasses for an hour before bed, otherwise you'll never get any bigger.
Yeah.
Cream of rice is the only carb source. It's the only one. It does come in different flavors though. Never used to. What else?
Do you have any advice on how to make it, Dan?
It used to come in rice flavor.
No, but Dan McNabber's got some videos that he's going to release on every different flavor.
Yeah, I am going to do it. Actually, it's funnily enough, I ordered cream of rice from Cardiff Sports Nutrition, and they told me that they didn't have any 5 kilo ones, but maybe they could send me 5 1 kilo ones. So I do actually have every flavor of cream of rice.
Make sure you follow the instructions, Dan.
There's surely, yeah, no. I put it with my tuna, I blend it, and I drink it because I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. Yeah, I've got 5-minute window to eat 1,000 calories. I don't give a fuck. Birthday cake flavor. Yeah, I mean, if it was my fucking birthday, I wouldn't be eating cream of rice, would I?
That's actually my
You used
favorite.
to do the tuna shakes, Dan, yeah?
What?
Did you used to do the tuna shakes?
I still do. I did them in your fucking gym last time I was there, and you mocked me for
Oh,
it.
did you really? I didn't even notice.
Aha, stealth, you see? That's how quick
Stealthy
I get it
tuna.
down.
How can you slag anyone off for eating mackerel when you're drinking tuna shakes still?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the smell.
I don't mind them. I went through that stage for a few years, and I didn't mind them. But the only thing I found was, because I used to mix it with lamb, a little bit of lamb cordial, like they say, and it just fucking wrecked my teeth. The acid.
What, the tuna shakes?
Yeah, from the lamb cordial. I never tried it with anything else. What do you have yours with?
I thought you said lamb.
Lamb.
Sorry, lime.
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 Cordial. It's like
Lamb cordial.
Like Diet Coke is supposed to be good, isn't it?
That's when you're doing well. Lamb cordial and mackerel.
No, it's the full fat Coke. You got to get the full fat Coke and then blend it with like orange juice and tuna if you're in jail.
If you're in jail.
Hyphy mud.
Yeah, that's how you get hench.
I'm glad they've got blenders in jail. That's not worrying.
Well, no, I just think that like you get someone with Parkinson's to stand near it.
Oh,
And then it just blends them up.
Fucking hell.
Put it in a stock and just keep flushing it in the toilet till it's mixed.
Yeah. Just shake the kettle really hard.
Yeah.
No, I reckon like because you're down a PlayStation sometimes, you just fit blades to the CD scanner, and there's your blender. You just stuff it in the CD. I don't know. Yeah.
Get your cellmate.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about
Get
now.
your cellmate to eat the tuna, drink the Coke and the orange, then kick him down the stairs, and when he vomits, just drink it out of there.
Yes, this is my guy. Get someone else to chew it. Get someone else to chew it.
And don't
Free
eat the
stomach
tin.
acid.
I've seen pornos like this. Solid plans. See, think tank. Together we're invincible, Dan. Don't know why they didn't just make us one
I
person.
believe this is correct. The power of the 2 giant heads.
2 heads, 1 brain, lots of cranium.
What should we do tonight? Take over the world.
1 tuna at a time.
So I need 2 more.
Dan McNabb would definitely be Pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
the cool one.
Yes. I think Ron looks like one of them. I can't think which one. Which one does Ron look like? The brain, I guess.
Brain, I think.
Brain.
Yeah.
2 more. RDL is the only form of deadlift.
That is a fact.
No,
And-
snatch grip as well.
Yeah, go wide grip, otherwise it doesn't actually work.
And as well, it doesn't matter how much you bend your leg. It's still not a deadlift.
Or shake it.
Oh, here we go. Cement mixer fucking Jack. Whinging. Have you
I'm
seen
taking the piss, but I actually do that exercise. I actually quite like it.
I do it just because I'm told to.
Yeah, it does work. I do like it.
I
I
do
pulled
them.
my back out at the beginning of lockdown doing normal deadlifts. For the first time in my fucking life, I pulled my back out. And it was horrendous. But I'd not done any damage, but I haven't been able to do a normal deadlift since. It just feels fucking off. So I feel safe on an RDL.
I've always been shit at lifting off the floor. I don't know like what part of my existence hates that first like 2 inches, but like I've always done, but I've like always done like Dorian deads, which I guess is kind of like an RDL. I don't know.
Yeah,
when you get past those 2 inches, you'll be fine, Dan. After the 2 inches, you're fine. Just
no, it's the pop as it goes in. That's the shock. The rest is fine. So we've got one more. You've got a snatch grip your deads.
Got to have cream of rice, orange glasses, massive jumper. Always log your lifts. You don't get any bigger if you don't write it down.
Yeah, because if you have to remember them, then it takes extra calories away from your muscles.
Exactly. And then you're going to run out of money because you spend it all on cream of rice, and then you won't be able to afford your mortgage.
Yeah.
And you might as well be dead.
These.
Solid.
Or die.
I think we can all take something away from today's podcast.
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
They were a solid 5.
That was probably the best 5.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, good. You know what I like that?
Yeah.
Instagram. That's what Instagram's taught me. All those lessons.
Hashtag blessed.
Oh, you threw it in.
No, get the fuck out.
Oh.
Are you talking to Alice there or the dog?
No,
I was
sorry.
just going to ask her.
One dog just came in with the other one in his mouth.
I hope it was Abe carrying Ron.
Yeah, he'd have a job the other way around. One thing that I was thinking about the other day, all these gyms getting shut down and getting like it's because people can't not post on fucking Instagram that they're in there. Why can't people they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter like that the gym will get shut down and found out as long as I can fucking film my tricep extensions. You thick cunts, for fuck's sake. It's like
it's
they can't.
I wonder how personally Jack's taking this.
Hey,
Yeah,
I went the whole of lockdown without doing it, lad.
Really?
So,
You just did back videos of you screaming.
yeah, just did blank ones, yeah.
I think we're fucking idiots.
Oh, poor Jack.
No, I went 20 odd weeks, Johnny, without a single training video, basically. So
But no, you didn't.
They were literally black screens with just him making noise just to prove that he was doing it.
Well, so he didn't give away the location.
Yeah. Think tank.
All you could hear was just pop, pop as his hip detached to every hand.
Fucking hell. On that bombshell.
All right, Dan, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, brother.
How do I get off?
No, we said that we were going. You can't go. We said we were going.
You have to stay on now.
Yeah.